Hey, it's the Laugh Machine. Yep, Kevin Hart here, but not the usual Kevin Hart that you see on stage or on your screens. Nah, I'm your AI version and your host for today's episode of AI Bites. If you're done giggling over my short stint as your host and you actually enjoy it, do a brother a favor and share this podcast with 3 of your friends. And, oh yeah, let me know which AI celebrity you want to hear cracking jokes next time. Now let me add some flavor to the day's top AI news. Can you believe almost 55% of organizations are playing around with generative AI? That's right. Only about 18% have fully adopted it, though, according to VentureBeat. Meanwhile, the SEC is pulling up its socks and laying down new rules to manage those cheeky conflicts of interest when brokerages and money managers start getting too cozy with AI tools. Now, who says chips are just for snacking? Samsung is cutting back chip production to focus on high-end pieces used in artificial intelligence. Talk about putting all their chips in one basket. Remember how excited we all were with Adobe's generative expand? Well, usability has gone through the roof with over 900 million uses in just the beta testing. And finally, Meta is planning to cash in on Llama 2 by charging big cloud computing companies like Amazon and Google when they resell the service. Buckle up, listeners, because we're about to deep dive into these blockbuster stories. Sit tight! All right, so listen up, y'all. We're diving into the real sci-fi world stuff here. Just trotting into our first AI news like I'm about to hit a Netflix special. You know I am. We got ourselves nearly 55% of these big brain organizations playing around with generative AI. Now hold on, because these statisticians got some numbers coming at you. We've got less than 5% of companies shaking their heads at using generative AI. Most are already knee-deep in getting their hands dirty with experimenting like we're in a school lab or something. But check this out. Only an optimistic little 18.2% peeps think they're going to put more money into this bad boy technology next year. It's mostly used for those fancy natural language processes, like chatbots and messaging at 46%, followed by content creation at a significant 32%. Now we got a bit of a head scratcher here because about 32% are either cruising down a different lane with tech or just sitting on their hands, not using it all. The survey giving us these digits also dropped some truth bombs about companies strapping on the AI jetpack. They ain't finding enough savvy tech troops or enough data to chew on. On top of it, close to 18.2% need their big boss guys or useful allies to back them up more. Moving on, the SEC is fixing up some fresh rules for brokerages and money managers using AI to mingle with their clients. Anything to make sure Robinhood isn't trying to scoop more dollars from your pocket just by encouraging. Now listen, these rule adjustments ain't just for fun, they're necessary measures. These companies have to start checking themselves, scanning through every nook and cranny of their predictive data analytics and AI used to be certain no interests are being stepped on. No conflicts here, officer, only the love of trading whispers. And this ain't all about troubleshooting now. It's also making sure that the client's interests top the charts when it comes to trading pointers and financial bling-bling. But just like Christmas dinner at Mama's, not everybody's vibing with the plan. Some slick critics are out here stressing that these terms might be a little bit too loose around the waist. Yes, indeed. They painting the whole wide tech world with a single broad brushstroke and could potentially dissuade firms from even trying to get jiggy with new cool technologies. Well, let's breeze on to the new AI news, Adobe. They've churned out this nifty gadget called generative expand, basically some tricked out AI-powered Photoshop tool for extending your photos outside the normal box. They slapped this shindig into beta testing, and hold on to your seats, it went off over 900 million times in only the first few weeks. More popular than my movies upon release, and that's saying something. Now check this out. With Generative Expand, you don't always need text to add details. You want pictures larger? Just grab that crop tool at the corner of your snap and stretch it beyond its size, like how cardio stretches beyond my gym tolerance. After hitting generate, voila. The thing adds AI-filled content that gels well with your original shot in the new space, almost as perfect as me smiling for a selfie. Let's face it, sometimes we need a more scenic background or a wider angle portrayal or God knows what fresh perspective we want to add to our otherwise mundane images. This gizmo's got you covered. And listen up, all you pranksters and jokers thinking about creating chaos. They got bars on barred content too. Adobe has slipped filters into text prompts to avoid trolling or toxic behavior. Shoot, jumping onto the AI news train, Kevin Hart style. Apparently, Samsung's got its reading glasses tipped low on its nose, and it's consumed a real hefty business book lately, deciding that profits aren't all they're hyped up to be. Sounds crazy, right? So the Korean tech giant's pulling some ninjutsu flips, switching up from basic chips to those fancy high-end AI ones. It's banking that more folks will need more bytes locked away across the globe towards the end of this year, considering operating profits hit rock bottom recently by doing a nosedive of 95%. Y'all hear me? 95%. Step aside, Felix Baumgartner. Samsung's setting new freefall records over here. Wait a minute, though. Don't get your circuits in a twist, because we're not talking measly coins and dimes here. We're looking at cool $527 million profit for quarter 2 in 2023. I see your eyebrows go up there, but remember this. Last year around same time, Sammy rolled around in a whooping $10.8 billion. Makes the current figures look like it found loose change underneath its supersized couch, right? So you guys must be wondering what happened that money stream went running dry. Hold on to your LED panels because it was about poor smartphone shipping rates. Can you believe that? But they're strapping their faith hats tight and prepping for better times ahead when markets start behaving all reasonable again later this year. Now, changing gears, Sammy ain't just sitting back crying over spilled chips. No way, Jose. It is gearing up hard to hit the ramp on premium memory chips, manufacturing aka high bandwidth memory, HBM, and aims at doubling up by 2024, setting those vision boards high, I see. Crazy amount of love coming in through AI applications for these pumped up babies. Finally leaving y'all technophiles humming in delight, HBM is the chip frontrunner for AI, 5G, Internet of Things, graphics processing buddies, and hey, not to forget our sci-fi loves, virtual reality and augmented reality systems too. Man oh man, these chips chew data faster while keeping an eye out on power conservation, unlike those old school NAND cousins. Give it up, folks, and let the future roll in. All right now, let's dive into the final piece of AI juice for today, folks. Your favorite tiny comedian is about to break down some serious business to you. So Meta, you know that big tech giant? Yeah, them. They're looking to squeeze some green out of Llama 2, this fancy tech pooba called a large language model, or LLM for you acronym fanatics out there. Now catch this. The folks at Meta are saying they're going to charge big cloud computing guns like Google and Amazon when they try to resell their services. We're talking billionaires here, people. This ain't small money game. Llama 2 is open source. Read free 99. But these giant clouds, y'all peek up because no free passes for you. What's that? Who said it? You wouldn't believe it if I told you, folks. Mark Zuckerberg. Yep, Mr. CEO himself just dished it out. And he didn't stop there. Oh no, he mentioned the names we all know. Microsoft, Amazon, Google. If any of y'all planning to make a penny on Llama 2's services, Zuck said start lining up their pockets too. Details? Sure got 'em. Zuck's made clear this ain't no gold rush yet. He greasing his palms for the long-term play. Immediate revenue might just be chump change, but our man seems to see the bigger picture in his crystal ball here. Yo, here's an update. Meta came flying down the announcement lane last week, generously giving away Llama 2 for free to companies and researchers. Hey, we're talking about something okay priced, becoming a totally solid $0 deal, folks. Also, hold up, your favorite name came down the pipeline. Microsoft inching its way to the top of Meta's preferred partners list for Llama 2. Old boys at AWS and Hugging Face made the cut as well, and other providers got a slice of the pie too. Llama is spreading that love wide and far. Just so you know, guys, unlike other private language models locked behind patented doors, Meta even publicized Llama's starting and code weights kicking open source game up a notch. And boom, just like my height at family cookouts, y'all, we've run short. But remember what your boy Kevin says, size doesn't matter. It's been real funky serving up AI news for y'all today. And that's our last line of code. Or should I say, last story of the day. About time for my pocket-sized self to bounce out of here. All right, let me give you a quick recap of all we've looked at today, folks. We dug deep into how almost 55% of organizations are getting their hands dirty with generative AI. I'm talking everything from chat tasks to content creation. Next up, the SEC is throwing out some new rules to keep brokerages and money managers in check when it comes to AI use. No more pulling one over on their clients for them. Then Adobe brought, and that's a saying, a whole new world with an AI-powered picture expanding tool in Photoshop. On to Samsung, who's cutting back on certain chip production but betting hard on high-end AI chips instead. Now this despite seeing a huge drop in profit our last quarter. Hey, it happens. Lastly, Meta looking to squeeze some coin out from Google and Amazon by charging them for its large language model updates. And that's your wrap up, people. If you found this helpful, do Kevin a favor and share this podcast with 3 of your friends. And gonna need those comments on which AI celeb voice you want to hear next. Till next time, don't be boring. Keep laughing with Kevin Hart. You know you want to.